Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. It's Gaz Williams here. Thank you for joining me, or live or after the fact. All welcome. Yes. So what I'm going to be doing tonight is I'm going to be doing some practice for this upcoming tour that I've got with Mr. Steve Davis. Really looking forward to this. We've got 6 dates over 7 days, so it's going to be pretty hectic. And really excited. Me and Steve have got quite a good idea about what we're going to do. But what we do is, by its nature, completely spontaneous and improvised. So, um, just as I'm getting started on my live stream, if anybody is checking in, can they just sort of go into the chat room, just make sure that the sound is okay and the visuals are okay? That would be great. I would be sad to be doing this and it all be wrong. So let's have a look. I'm streaming directly with YouTube at the moment. Have been using StreamYard, but I'm just trying now going straight. Steve Elbows, thank you. You're here and you can hear and see me. Thank you. Yes, I'm assuming a few more people will join, so I'll just waffle a little bit before we get stuck into the meat. Let's just check this shot as well. Okay, so yeah, this is the rig. Well, this is half of the rig. Hello. Hiya, Peter. Nice. Thank you for joining. This is half the rig that I'm going to be using. I've talked about these before, but the case is called a Damaru. It's made in Bristol. Really highly recommend them. Really, really good. Aluminium, super strong. For those of you who've been following what I've been up to, they'll know that these cases are getting actually quite a lot of gigs and quite a lot of use, like at least once a week. I know that's not much in the grand scheme of things, but with Modular, a lot of Modular never leaves the house. So these cases are really nice and strong. So I'm just going to waffle a little bit before I go into the details and stuff. Just hoping that we'll pick up a few more viewers, because this is kind of fairly spontaneous doing this. I was on Sonic Talk earlier today, Sonic States podcast. I thought it was a particularly great episode with Paulie and Yoad and Nick, of course, and myself. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good show. I thought there was a lot of interesting topics. And that show has different kind of dynamics. And I think it was quite a good dynamic today. And I decided that I'll do this then, this stream later. Now, basically, I was going to be doing a bunch of rehearsing on my own anyway. And I just thought, well, what if I did my rehearsal in public? And I'll just, because there's a bunch of things that I want to do with this particular case. I want to fine tune it. There's some things which are going to be going, and I'll explain a little bit about the reasons for that. But most of it, this will be exactly the same. Yeah, these are going, but I'll talk about that later. But this particular case is very much built around the tetrachords. Oops, let me just change my camera. I'm just going to bring my mic in a little bit so I can stay here. Oh, thank you. Bear with me, folks. So I'm going to share my rehearsal process. And I don't know if this is a good or bad thing, or it might be entirely boring. But maybe some of you will be seeing us on the tour. Good Teeth and Hair Productions. Great. Nick called that. That's a great. Hello. Okay. All right. We're building up a few people. That's great. Thank you. It's such an honor to have people join. Oh my goodness. I mean, I really am. It's always thrilling. There's so many other things you could be doing. So so this is one half of the rig. Now we're going to be playing more or less 40-minute sets, 20-minute sides. I say sides. We're doing this tour as a Rack Records presents, and each performance is essentially going to be a potential vinyl release. So we're going to do 2 sets of improvisations, each of around 20 or so minutes long. And this case will be used for one of them, and then the other case will be used for the other. Really looking forward to that. And that will ensure, certainly from my part, that each of those sides will have a different flavor. And then over the course of the tour, I'll be quite interested to see which of the two systems, because they're completely different. This one, you might notice, is not controlled by the Oxy One Mark II sequencer, which I am absolutely thrilled with. The other rig is the Oxy system. This one is independent of it. I did that deliberately. I kind of built this one as a standalone instrument, really, although I can sync it as well, so it will be synced with Steve. And that's the only thing me and Steve have, really. Well, we bring our sounds in together into the same mixer. We have a clock. We might have a run, maybe a run as well, but no sort of reset as such. So we are working in our own domains, but we can optionally use this shared clock, because it's it's good doing stuff off clock as well, and we're enjoying exploring. Clock being synchronized gives you a certain security of when you do things together, that they are, wow, they're locked in. But also it's really cool when everything is just fluid. So yeah, we might be exploring a bit of that on the tour. We're not entirely sure what we're going to be doing, but one thing we definitely know we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing spontaneous electronic conversation. I nearly said it wrong. That's the Rack Records motto. And I think that will be something, every show, where will we get to? It's going to be there's multiple journeys going on. So this thing, for instance, is going to be one of the journeys, one of the two sort of, personal journeys that I'll be going on. We're going to try and do some coverage and some stuff about the tour. We've got every intention to do that. So make sure you follow Rack Records, actually, if you're not already. Instagram, I think, will be the platform for a lot of the short form, but we'll try and get YouTube shorts up as well if we can. I tend to not do them very much, but if we can sort of increase that for the duration of the tour, I'm actually trying to make a pledge to myself to do it. So perhaps talking in public might just kind of lock that down as a reality, because, this stuff is so much fun. And to be able to go out and actually play this fun stuff to other people, is just the ultimate indulgence. It's amazing. And, one of the things I really love when I work with Steve is just how free the abstract nature of things is. His approach has come from such a different place from me. I've come much more from a traditional instrument bass player, really, and Steve's come from a snooker background, and it's quite profound, that is. And in that, Steve's always been he's got an amazing ear. He has got an amazing ear. His talent, he's got a great set of ears. So he's got very, very good hearing, I think. And he's also he's got so much taste. He's got a lot of good taste. He's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant person to work with. So I'm thrilled to be touring with him, and he's just so much fun to be with as well. And yeah, anyway, blah, blah, blah. But, and then I'm going to have Sloan doing visuals for the tour as well, which is sort of an open secret, but I shall say no more. What else? Oh, I'm going to check in with the chat room. Okay, we got a little crowd. YouTube would be nice. Yeah. Let's try and cover some of this tour and share some of those adventures, though, because I think some of you maybe tuning into this will catch us on the tour. Please let me know if you are planning on coming. Tickets have gone incredibly well. I think Wrexham is the only ticketed event now that has got. I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know how the Synth West, the Dawlish show is going either, but the other shows are sold out, which is exciting. For this. So, that's what's good about this. It's for doing all this kind of stuff. So, yes, so I've got to get good. I've got to get good. I got to practice more. So, opening up some of this practicing then I think will be quite fun. There's a few left in Dawlish. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Dawlish is I had a little look actually. The Synth West show, this show, well, I'm not sure if the whole thing is there, but the evening show is at the Shaftesbury Theatre in Dawlish. So yeah, okay. Nice. Okay, a couple of you are going to be Dawlish. That's great. That's great. Will we be doing 2 synths and a drummer? No, not this time, but it's something we are going to do at some point, but not on this tour. This tour then is most definitely Steve and me, and I wondered about just keeping all of this under wraps, but I think it's more fun to do it this way. I do actually think it's more fun because I think it's going to push me more as well. I will explain this thing. Now, some of you I know hate Modular, but I think for Modular haters, I mean, there will be plenty to hate here, but there will also be plenty to love. What's really special about this particular setup is it's very much in the realm of Modular. You wouldn't work this way, I don't think, in any other way. And a chief reason for that is that our pitches and our gates are kind of like separate entities. And it's weird. We're so used to, if you play a note, the note and the rhythm that you play it there as one. But like if a melody only moves, if the melody only moves when it receives a gate, if the melody has got like 7 notes and then you just send like a burst, that melody will just go flying straight through the melody. There's separate elements, the gates and the melody. So the melody only advances when it receives a gate, but the gates can be doing all sorts of stuff. And there's ways then of mixing kind of like randomness into the gates. So we can have a certain amount of predictability and a certain amount of randomness. So that's all kind of capable. That's all what this kind of rig is. In the middle, this really eye-catching module is the LX Euclid from AtoV Project. And what's nice about this is it's like a Euclidean generator. So it creates 4 channels of gates. It's upside down in this rig, as is the disting. And at Synth East, I'm going to get confused with the different festivals now. At Synth East, we went for fish and chips on the day before, and it was brilliant because we went with Oz from Expert Sleepers and with Arthur from AtoV Project. And I got really overexcited because their modules are next to each other in this rig, which was kind of exciting, but also both of them are upside down, and they're the only modules I've ever flipped upside down, and you can tell their interfaces to be upside down, flip the interfaces. I've done that just to kind of facilitate playability, and the fact that you can flip the interface is great. I mean, it makes it so much more useful. I'd have all the cabbage by here otherwise, and look at that for access. It's absolutely brilliant, and this is so performative across here. Now here's this really special module, and Francois from Shakmat, he came on my show a few months back, and he's going to come back again, and I haven't forgotten. He did send this over, and I'm really glad he did, because it's very, very cool. And like in a nutshell, you can imagine you've got something that can generate voltage. So that could be like a hand that's reaching and pointing at one of these things. And when I turn this, it's this kind of thing. And the fact that you can then record these movements means I can put all of this kind of automation across. I can make it do things. I can move stuff around and record it. And I've got a clock going into this, so I can do synchronized recordings. But I'm actually really enjoying doing this thing where you're not synchronizing it, it just runs at its own kind of rate. And then that then adds more kind of randomness to things. And still you feel like you've got some sort of control. Like on this, if I hold this button down here and move this, then it'll record it. Now you can just probably just tell there that the light intensity is changing, and that's actually reflecting the recording. So if I move this, it won't have any effect. But you know, I can just go direct and I can turn it back to a direct, and I can toggle it between those two states, like the recorded or like, you know, so bypassing it. No, not quite bypassing it. You can move it around. So very, very performative, but actually quite easy to sort of wrap your head around. Oh, we got like some chat going on here. Sorry, let me catch up with everyone. Right. Just a quick heads up. I'm not going to be answering any questions and stuff at all because I'm on a focused here about rehearsal. So I'm telling you a little bit about my form. I'm sorry about that. I've just got to do this on my terms on this, I'm afraid. I'm going to be doing a rehearsal and so I'm just going to explain, I'm going to contextualize stuff. Yeah. So don't throw me off nobody throw me off. Right. Sorry. I'll take questions in a particular at a moment, but I just need to sort of do my own thing. If that's cool, well, it is cool because it's what you're getting, which is gruel, sonic gruel. Right. So there are these different modules. I'd love to sort of give a little overview on it. Now, there's probably too many to do, but the basic principle of this is all about four. We've got four voices. Everything is in four, which is super handy. So there's four tracks on here, which relate to the four tracks on here. So four, which is great. And then there are four voices. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'll maybe go into the voices a little bit later, but it's the different voices have all got their own effects as well. There's no master effects, and in fact the mixer on this is the simplest mixer you could possibly have, which is just 4 level controls. But when I'm performing, my hand is almost always just adjusting the level of the 4. Now we get our pitches from the tetrachords, and the tetrachords can shape all 4. And we can make the tetrachords move those notes around in all sorts of ways. But what's also lovely is the tetrachords is very comfortable to play. Like this big knob here is just the best control ever. This lets me do all sorts of in-key transpositions. So, but then these rings are quite nice here because what I can do is I can go into the 4 different voices and use the 2 rings to control the density of the gates. So it's like I've got lots of macro control about the gates, and then I've got lots of macro control about the pitches. And then, like, you see, it's almost like a two-handed thing here. And then, yeah, so automations. Now, most of the modulation here is going to be by hand, but I do have a random generator, and I've also got a PAMS workout, and I'm using outputs of the PAMS workout, which have been controlled by this Axon module here. I've got so really the PAMS is clocked and regular stuff, and then the random is kind of the opposite, except the random is clocked to the PAMS as well, but it brings a lot of random possibilities. It's got 4 outputs, you see, so then that gets distributed around. So adjustments to this has this knock-on effect, you know. So anyway, there's lots of stuff going on here. There's a lot to explain, but I'm going to start doing some music now, I think. Yeah. So Ryan in the chat room can help answer a few questions, I think. If you don't mind, Ryan, just on a few things. Sorry, Arkaton. Arkaton. Ah, damn, giving your game away there. Arkaton, so if there's a few things, then maybe Ryan might be might be able to help. Right, so let's get some sounds going. I don't know how much to explain because it is pretty odd. I'll start with this simple thing here. Right, reset. There's a nice reset on this. So I'm always going from like nothing, always from a reset. Okay, so here we go. This inner ring now is the rhythms, and that's why it's a bit wonky. Now I can add gates, so I've just added a whole lot of gates, or I could take them away. I can also say how many steps it is with the outer ring. Let's just max that out for a minute. So it's kind of nice. You can make it regular, or you can thin it right down, or you can make it so then when we start putting pitches on it, there we go. So see, this is 19/32. So it's quite easy to come up with kind of offset things here. Let's get some sound going on. The sound is the MCO. It's just in this really basic additive, like it's like an organ, church organ kind of vibe. Right, so here's the thing, because this is a practice. This is a practice. This is going to be a bit of farting around, I'm afraid. So, like, for instance, the MCO now, this is one of the problems with modular. It's one of the things that makes it good, and it's one of the things that makes it rubbish. I realize as well that you've got a terrible view of this. So perhaps I'll move off from that then. But I won't stay okay, I'll keep it like this simple thing. I'll keep it this simple thing, and we won't bother too much. But I will bring the effects in. So like now, if I start playing with the ring here, let's get some more feedback on the thing. So now as I start sort of kind of playing with this amount here, I can start steering the notes. So you're sort of constantly moving these patterns around, like arpeggiated patterns. And then that thing I was saying, like in-key transpositions. What's nice about this in-key transpositions is if I keep cranking it up, we can go higher and higher. Let's give it a few more. Let's go a bit faster with it. So I can soar around like so. So I've got 4 of these things then that I can do. So what I found is that like this sound is so simple, you know, but if you start getting too complicated with your sounds, then some of this kind of stuff doesn't kind of work so well. So I can bring in my next voice, which is a funny voice. It's a funny voice. This one is the bread and butter. I have done a stream about this before, but basically it's a general general MIDI on a little 6 HP module. I think it's brilliant. You can do so. You can have. Okay, here we go. So let's give it some gates. I'll take the effect off for a moment. Yeah, it's this really simple, cheesy little thing, but I've got this kind of mad stuff going on with the hold, where I'm sending random to the hold, and that's kind of really good fun because different instruments, I can play with the how often the hold happens. It's really funny. It's really nice. So when I start blending these together now, these two things together. Let's put the effect back on. Thin down the okay. So this is two voices. I've got four voices, and I mean, it does get a bit boggling because this is it's a different way of playing music. But like, yeah, if I just navigate back to this for a moment, so that like this, I can get to like it's just a single note here, like playing octaves. So let's bring in the third voice now, and I'll explain a little bit. I'm going to take these two modules out, partly a little bit, not sure. This one is Aurora. It's a bit weird. It's by Qubit, and it's like a reverb. And Architon is sort of, it's a funny old thing. Sometimes it sounds, I mean, it's weird. It's kind of weird. And I think it's going to be going out. And this one, I think, next to it, which is also from Qubit, called the Prism, I'm just a bit bored of it. And it doesn't do, I like it and I don't like it. I keep getting a bit sort of, I don't know, a little bit annoyed with it. So I don't want to be annoyed. I just want to have the best fun possible. So I want to sort of remove things that are annoying me and make things fun. Now, here, this module, some of you might have seen this when Jason had it from me for a while. It's like a vector. It's called a vector wave. So FM, this FM ME thing is, yeah, it's like an FM synth, but with 4 different simultaneous synths running, and you got a little joystick, and you can kind of move around it. There's so much you can do with it. It's ridiculous. So load the just we'll just go default from here. We've just loaded the default in. It's got big sound, this thing has. This Aurora now. But at the moment it's receiving gates, but it's not receiving any. I haven't put any notes in here. That's why it's just doing this thing here. So quite simple then, but let's see. I mean, there's a bit too much of this effect here. Let's take a bit of top off it. Okay, here we go. So we'll bring some of those in back in now. Can drop the octave down on this and get a bit more bass. Yeah, so let's let this be our bass for now. Okay, I'm just going to mess around a little bit. This is just weird. Put this one back a bit. This isn't set up properly, but these really should be changing the sound. So maybe if I just move up through this. Let's try this. Okay. Just go back to this a minute. I need to, so what I try and do over the whole sort of time is just start with something simple and then just start adding modulations and start adding kind of things to change stuff around. What I really love though is being able to have this kind of sort of like macro control over everything. Speaking of macro control, this is doing tuning, sounds weird on here. What's going on? Let's work out. Mostly the tuning on this is quite good because I am just there's only digital oscillators, this particular thing. Let's get this one doing more. So like this one. That's nice. There's a lot of modulation as well that's on here, that you can do with here. You know, so like let's just zone in on this little pattern playing now here. So we've got 5/30. So the rhythm is some sort of division of 5 divided over 30 steps. That's with Euclidean sort of divisions going on. It's kind of nice because there's just like, let's just change that. Right, so this is 32. This is like 9 divided into 32, sort of, not divided. Yeah. So the thing that's quite interesting with Euclidean patterns is this kind of, it's like maths. We're listening to maths. So this is 4/32, so it's really regular. And like, let's just make this thing and just do something with this to give you some idea of what's going on here. So let's take the delay off. Add. I'm having trouble with this one tonight. I don't know why. It's not seeming to do what I want it to do. Sounds really hard panned. Let me. Yeah. That sounds really weird. It sounds really weird. That's the problem when you start setting up modulations, and then forget what you've done. Note to self then is like, make sure after a performance I just put it back to its default and have a default. This is helpful. I need to build my defaults. That's what I do. I need to build my default somewhere that I can just go, yeah, everything. Like this one is great because I can pop it into its default really quickly. And actually this one's really cool because like on the top page of this thing, you know, if I go into the config pages, I can go preset, and then I've got a bunch of presets, and I've created on one like a really simple thing. Now you can see there's some change going on it because I've got they start to do things because I've got CVs going into this, so I can change the distribution of the gates. So that's kind of cool. But I was talking about at a macro level as well. These two control, like if I take this one in the middle, I can control the grid density of all the parts. Well, how many steps there are, sorry. And then from the outer one, I can control how many there are. And it's doing it in a kind of linear pattern. So let's show that in action. We'll slow it down. You always have to build. You always have to build with this thing. Right, like that. It's quite nice being a bit sort of out. Okay, quite like that now. So let's just build that. Let's build this sound in now. Let's bring another one in now. This. There. I'm sorry. I realize that you've been getting a horrible clip mix. I am so sorry. All right, I'm just going to wind this down for a minute. Okay, if anyone's got any questions, now would be a good time. I'm just going to kind of, I'm going to build up into something else now. Maybe that was around, I don't know how long that was, but, you know, so this isn't going to be me on my own. I'll be playing this with Steve. So there's no beats in here. There's no samples. It's mostly, this one, it's just mostly notes. And, you know, as you heard, it can create lots and lots of notes. So, I mean, I just need to spend more time on it to get, thanks. I'm going to keep streaming for anyone who wants to hang around for a bit longer. Please click like if you have actually enjoyed yourself. Sorry about if the sound wasn't as good as it should have been. I apologize about that. I think I've set up something wrong. Oh, hooray. He's staying. Yeah. Oh, the sound is good. Okay, that's great. Thank you. That's made me feel a bit better. Now, I am just rehearsing. I'm just practicing, and there is some work I need to do. So I think what I might do now is do a little bit of that work, but I'll talk about the work. Unfortunately, this this cable, and I don't really want to go changing. Oh, I suppose I could. Don't go changing to try and please me. No, um, it's this module, the MCO. It's super cool, but it is a thing about if I'm sending in stuff into it, which I am, I need more of a. I need to rehearse on getting a really good get this into a really good default state. This one, it doesn't really matter. This one, I completely get into a default state, and this one as well. Yeah, so I need to get that one into a default state. Okay, questions. Let's have a look. How do you like the MFX? You found a cheap one locally. I think it's. I got mixed feelings about it. I don't think it's the best sounding effect. It hasn't got really. I don't know what it is. It must be the converters or something. I just don't think it's as deep effect as I want it to be. It is fun though, and it does a lot. It is good. It is good. So I shouldn't be too harsh on it, but you know, it's got a single knob and unless you set it up with the CVs, which I have done before, it's not like a lot of fun. But this little part of my setup is meant to be just the simplest part because it's fine. I mean, yeah, cheesy sounds, just like general MIDI sounds, but somehow with the more abstract stuff, it's quite nice having a little bit of that coming through. I mean, you may have heard that in the jam. I mean, yeah, they are corny. They're corny, but mind you can see this is kind of ambienty focused. The effects really kind of blend and drift things around and make things sound smooth and deep. And yeah, to some extent, you can call that a little bit cheating, like this setup is as much, well, for me, really is about notes, performing notes. So having these things being relatively simple and relatively easy. Gee, this is a relatively easy rig. I say relatively, it's also completely fries your napper as well. But you saw in that last jam, you probably saw that I was just playing this a lot. And because it's got real big playable keys on it, but it's just, it's a different instrument, And then with this as well, there was a little bit I didn't explain, and I think it's a really, really crucial part of this, which is I've got gates coming from the PAMs, which turns the wheels of this. Yeah, the master clock that's turning the wheels is coming from this. But rather than sending it just like a complete one, I'm actually sending it. So the clock is working off a Euclidean pattern. So if I turn this all the way to the left, So if this is, let's just get this doing stuff. Oh, it's a buzz there. It was a hell of a, there's a nasty buzz going on there. I'm not going to worry about that just too much at the moment. So basically I can start gates. If we look at this from the overview there, and I can kind of starve that of gates. But as I'm doing all of this, there is a constant clock that's going. This isn't changing the tempo. The constant clock is still going. That's what makes this really interesting. So if I'm synced with Steve, you know, that clock is still pulsing. So when I then start feeding gates into this, it's all still on the kind of synced grid. But it's quite nice because it's like an overall mute. I can just stop it all. And if I've got the other parts playing as well, it'll sound chaotic, this will now. Let's just do it. And off. So you can do this as a performance tool now. So by squirting gates into it, and I could just like put a few, just make it just add a few more. And a few more. Just getting a constant stream of gates now. Partial. How many LFOs also? Is it plasma? Or how many LFOs? So LFOs, they're coming. I've got a few. The PAMS is providing about 4. Yeah, I mean, in a way 4, but things get distributed. So pretty much everything, it gets duplicated and sent like multiple places to try and make to make it efficient and to make it, you know, to make things like macro levels to create more changes by just adjusting just a few knobs. Yeah, so this knob then, yes, so Synth Addict is saying about the Oneroy. So this is the Oneroy here. Well, let's just play with the Oneroy for a bit then. I've got some work to do on the MCO, which I want to do tonight, but I'm gonna get the Oneroy. I'm gonna probably stream for a while, so feel free to sign off, check back in later if you want. I'll probably be here for I think a couple of hours doing this. Right. So the Oneroy or Oniri. I've talked to Manu from Bafako about the pronunciation, and he's told me there's quite a few now because it is a Greek word. It's like, Oniri. I can't quite get it. But I say, no, I call it the Oneroy. And they say, a lot of people call it the Oneroy. So Oniri or Oneroy. I'll call it the Oneroy. That's just, you know, Moog. Oneroy. The Oneroy. Oniri. Maybe I'll get into Oniri. The Oniri. Oh, I'm all confused now. It's a fun module. It does a lot, yeah. So I've got the Disting EX acting as an FM synth, and then that's outputting in. So the input is actually this here. Oh, why have I got something trapped here? Let's just sort this out. Why am I getting a drone here? Let me just try and work this out. Right, there's a note going on there. There's a trap note. Ah, how to get rid of that trap note? I'm gonna load in. I'm gonna load in there. Oh dear. I don't know on my load. What are my presets? Here they are. Sorry about this. Okay. That was way longer than it needs. Right, that's on the list of the to-do list of things to sort out. Let's see what's going on. I blame Instruo for the rise of unpronounceable module names. Yes, very good point. Just have a break for a moment. On Oniroy about Oniroy. Okay, fair. Why did I put this laptop too far away? Also, is it plasma TV draw electric? No, it doesn't draw that much, this overall. It's about, I can't remember. It's all on modular grid. Multi-layer pattern density dial. Yeah. So this is kind of, this whole system actually, it's I think of it as an instrument. I hope you've seen enough of it already to kind of see it is an instrument, isn't it? It's all about performance. It's all about, there was a point in the jam where I completely changed the key. I changed the scale and I changed the key. And, it's a little bit of a, it pulls you out of the moment, but then you then enter into a whole new realm. Oh yeah, Synthetic same Bafako makes a lot of cool stuff, and they have a bunch. They are one of the coolest, aren't they? Their things are just, incredible. Bafako. I mean, one of the things I love about Modular is just like learning about these absolutely stunning companies with brilliant philosophical and I don't know, like just brilliant, inventive people sharing incredible ideas. So I wonder how I don't know with streaming straight with YouTube how much of a delay there is from what I'm saying to what you're hearing. So if someone would be so kind just to sort of type now, if I go and then they say now when you get that, I'll be interested just to know what kind of latency we're doing. So I'm looking forward to someone typing now in. Now, okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. So it's a little bit, but not very much. Yeah. So you heard when I said now, and you heard when I saw someone type now. Basel is fun too. Yeah. Bunch of scrappy dudes. Yeah. Basel are absolutely super cool. I love them. I love them. They just do such brilliant things. Really extra. There's a real extra edge with Bastel. They've got some cool things that they do as a standard. Like on the time, I've talked about this before, and I'll talk about it again because it's a jolly good thing. stereo in and stereo out on 1/4-inch jacks on the Bastel Time. So it's like it's too far away for me to show you, but it's an effects unit. It's a delay. It's like a multi-head delay effect, and it's got stereo in, it's got stereo out. But why I think it's really cool is if you plug just a single jack into the left channel, you get a mono input and a mono output. If you plug 2 jacks in, you get stereo in, and then you can have stereo out. Yeah, okay, exactly like normal. But if you plug a TRS jack in to the right input, you've got stereo in off a TRS. Same with the outputs. How cool is that? So if you want to do a TRS, you've got one of those headphone adapters, and you've got a mini jack out of a device with 2 1/4-inch jacks, plug into the right output with a stereo jack. Come on, how cool is that? Please acknowledge that, because imagine all those times when you're like, oh, you need stereo, and whatever. You've got a stereo output on a single jack, using the right output, so it can detect when you're plugging into just the right output to make that output stereo. Yeah. Why don't I want, that should be a standard, I think. If I don't know how, I mean, I'm sure electrical engineers would know if that is extra hard to implement, or if it's just the fact that people don't implement it. Don't know. So, but yeah, that's one of those superpowers a company has, and Basel has that. Oh, these companies are just amazing. This is one of the things that makes Superbooth, and sadly Bristronica, which isn't happening this year, but what makes those events so good is the coming together of these cosmic tribes from around the world who are just sharing their brilliance. How wonderful. What a community. It's amazing. So I think for people who are not into Eurorack, I think you should still get into the culture, because it's good. It's very encouraging, and it's really positive. Yeah. Hey, oh, Robbie, it's all about the community. Yeah. Yeah, wonderful. So, synthetic. Emu is clever with the entire Emacs lines or line audio inputs. Clever use of TRS. Oh, right, yeah. So could they do balanced and unbalanced? Yeah, like the Mackie stuff. That was always the best thing about the Mackie stuff, I think, actually. Yeah. Anyway, switching. Let's get back to this. So the Oniroi. Let's get some action on the Oniroi, because it's a mad old beast. If you don't know it, it is a mad old beast. So it's got a bit shiny reflection on here. But all right, let's do it. Let's get something up. Okay, it's just droning. Give it some. I guess I'll just get it moving. This is the oscillator. So it's just droning, but it is changing pitch when it gets those occasional gates. So let's start giving it more. So it has its own super saw oscillator. I can play with the tuning. And I can bring in a sine wave. Shift, I can change. There's not much else, but it's nice having them, because then as the... Oh, why is that so quiet? This is the disting. So the disting and the Oniroy's, they're getting the same CV, but only the disting is getting the gates. This one is just getting the pitches, but really this needs effects. And the effects are kind of quite odd on it. It's great for this kind of stuff, you know. Let's bring the filter in. Drop it down an octave. Okay, it's very, very affected here. Let's pull it back a bit. Let's get some of these in there. Is that a Mr. Jervis? Is that a Mr. Jervis? I did check out some of your show earlier, Jace. Jackson was wearing a hat. Key change. Okay. Wow. Okay, let's just build out here a moment. So what do I need to do? I need to do some MCO. Okay. That's nasty. We brought it. I found it. Okay, this is kind of a bit on the wonk now. Let's knock some of the gates out of this. Let's get going a bit faster. You see, they're kind of nice patterns. It's kind of weird. Just a nice panning. Teddy bear picnics nightmare. Yes. Don't go down in the woods today. Do not go down in the woods today. Do not go down in the woods today. You'll be sure of a very good surprise. That was your fault. That was Jason. Let's get some randomness going on. It's a random generator here. Synthetic saying you like the LX Euclid. It reminds you of some Buchla stuff. One day I'll delve into Buchla. I've avoided it like the plague because it looks so amazing. Okay, well, what I should do, I think, though, is with the MCO. I was doing something with it the other day and I was really happy with it. And I don't know why I'm not getting back to where I was at with it. I thought you can save kind of presets in it. What? How dare you? But yes. And I thought I'd made... one that was... that's not this. Yeah. It must be this. No, I think what I must have done is I think I've saved over my preset. I made a really nice preset. It's the wrong... Okay, what I'm going to do then, as I said, this was a rehearsal. So, or was or is a rehearsal. So I'm going to try and get this MCO. I'm going to program up a patch on it. Now, the MCO here, I'm really sorry, this cable is going to really hamper the view, but maybe for now I could just move that over. Okay, let's get doing something nicer. Okay, so just really simple. I will put a third note into it. Okay. I'll just go through some of the presets that are in it, just have a little listen to remind myself about the sounds of some of it. Okay, I'll go with this for now. I've been a fool. Sorry. Right. So I want to get some randomness in the envelope, so the notes are different lengths. So let's do that. Let's get some random, put CV1. Okay, great. So random things generated by this are going to move my attack around. Oh, sorry, decay. Let's have some release affected by that as well. By the same random source. Okay, so we're building up something now. Now I'm gonna, what can I do? The detune. Let's, oh, I can make ourselves play monophonic, octave, fifths, and then you can get into chords. Slow this down. Super saw, mod depth. Let's try again. Okay. So we'll make this mix of detune. I'll put the detune onto. We'll have the random effect of detune as well. I know, we'll have one of the built-in LFOs doing it. The graphics, the animations on it is actually really nice on this thing. Well, it's going a bit far, isn't it? So I can attenuate it. Nicer. Staying within a little bit more safer bounds. Yeah, some delays, nice. Okay, let's just set up the filter then as well. Oops. Oh, yeah, we got it modulated at the moment with the envelope. Oh, that's kind of cool. So as the envelope is getting modulated, it's affecting the cutoff as well. So we'll leave that. That's all right. I'll get the resonance bit of, ooh. Oh wait, there we go. I'll attenuate that as well. So to keep it within safe boundaries. Okay. Dun, dun. Fast. It's that old school rave vibe, isn't it? Are you eating cheese? It's like nice ways of trying to get these to sort of sound. So if you just joined, or I'm practicing for the tour, and what we're looking at now is half of my rig, and I'll probably do some rehearsals with the other half. And again, I'm not playing on my own, so what you're hearing are kind of, this is my side, and Steve's going to be bringing a whole load of things in with what he's doing, and we're very different. We're working with very different palettes, so when we play together, it'll mean that there's some really curious different sound sound fields. Let's put it. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. Such an awesome instrument. And just like that, I'm in a new key. I'm in a new key. It'd be like, now this is going to sound really different. I'm going to bring this all in. I've got a hell of a buzz. Get some more volume to try and get over the buzz level. Okay, I think that sound needs to kind of change now. Probably need another reset, I think. But I might think about finishing. I've been on for 2 hours now. Gosh. Hope you've enjoyed this little practice time with me. I need to put the hours in. Yeah, I hope you can see it's kind of definitely put together an interesting instrument here. You know, it's not that I've got just so much. There's so many areas to improve with it. You know, but I love being able to change key, scale, and go into completely new areas harmonically, or even that's well weird. I mean, it's kind of ambient territory for sure, but because of the extent of the harmony changes, key, scale, full chromatic transposition. Mad old stuff. Gotta stay in control of it. That's nice. And like, I can get from like a kind of nightmare hellscape like this into funny when you strip away the effects, you're left with all sorts of things. So that's quite horrible. Let's try a different one here. Wow. Let's get this up. This is low. So like with this, you can actually do kind of, what am I talking? You can do probabilities on here. So you can drop the probability down. So the probability is much reduced on here. Turn it back up again. Yeah, okay. I think I've run the course dry. Okay, I think I'm done. Thank you, everybody who's come on this little journey with me. I really appreciate it. Sorry, I've been... Actually, no, I should do something first. I promised I'd do this. If anyone's got any questions, please ask now, and I can explain anything if you want, or I can just let you all go off to the land of Nod. Let's take this out. So, yeah. So just in case anyone's around, the 21st of March down in Dawlish, there are still tickets available for that. That's Synth Southwest. And that promises to be great. There's a whole thing happening in the daytime, and then in the evening there's a concert that we're playing at in the Shaftesbury Theatre in Dawlish in Devon on the coast. Beautiful place. The 21st of March, that's the first date of the tour. Then Monday, the 23rd, we're in Bristol, sold out, I'm afraid. Tuesday, Liverpool, sold out. Wednesday is Glasgow, but come early if you're going to come to Glasgow, because the Glasgow show is a bar, in a bar where so people can just come into it. So come early to Glasgow if you can make it in Glasgow. And then Thursday, Edinburgh is... oh, thank you, Robbie. That's really kind. You're saying that you're so honoured to host us, me and Steve, in Dawlish. Yeah, well, thank you for asking us. We didn't think we were going to be able to do it, and then we could. And then it just felt great then because it coincided with our tour. We got like a few announcements we're going to do next week prior to that. So it's like a week on Saturday, isn't it? The tour starts at, and anyway, that Synth Southwest does look really, really good. So there is a website, and I just check on the website. Oh, Robbie can chime in. synthsouthwest.com. Of course it is. Yeah. So let's have a look. So we got the expo in the Strand Centre from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then the concert from 7 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. in the Shaftesbury Theatre. Lovely. Loads of cool things happening. Loads of hands-on, some brilliant synths. And let's have a look what else is going on. So, Expo, let's see. So we've got Sinners, music record label, GT Electronics, Rackets, so they're cool. Gaz Music Solutions Recording Studio, who's that? Andrew Longhurst, Polyfreak. Oh, the Alan R. Perlman Foundation will be there. Brilliant. ProSynth Network merch. Cherry Audio. Brilliant. Matt Evans and Kent Spong. Okay, Kent via screen. Oh, that's cool. Matt Ward. Oh, from DBS. Matt. Yes, Matt is great. Ollie Freak, lovely. Molten Modular. So Robin will be there. CP Magnetic Media. Nick Howes. Eddie Garcia. Pete Catley. Live Music Area. Oh, and hopefully Brad Holland from Isla. That'll be cool. Okay. Ian Cole performing mid-morning. He's good. Ian is really good. I liked his last single. Bang Bang Clang. Mid-afternoon. Edward Garcia. Eddie. And then Matt Ward. Oh, Matt from, yeah, Matt is wicked. He's really good. Oh, that's great. And Matt's playing. That is cool. Nice. Okay, well. So Mike Metley and Ty Unwin. Yes, Ty. Brad won't be making it. So Brad from Isla won't be making it. Okay, thank you for the update there. I was just having a little look through the website, but plenty to see and do. Well done for organising it. Brilliant. Keep things growing. It's fantastic. New area as well. I don't know if I've ever been to Dawlish. I know about it. Beautiful place. So wow, what a place to hold it. Fantastic. What else to say? Quasimodal, if you're interested in that, then got another session tomorrow. We're going to be publishing some new stuff soon. We've been just stockpiling a bunch of the jams, but yeah, that's like an ongoing thing. I might take this rig with me tomorrow, actually, for Quasimodal. I think I probably will do that, thinking about it, because I've been playing this now tonight, so I'll take that with me. When I play with Greg and Quasimodal, it's really nice. I like to vary things up all the time, because that project is much like when I play with Steve as well, all about improvisation and exploring new ground. So swapping things around and changing things up is really fun for keeping it always fresh and always evolving. So watch this space for that. Okay, that's me. Thank you ever so much, everyone. And thanks again, Robbie, for that. And I'll see you a week on Saturday. Amazing. Good night, everyone.